An ordinary Australian couple adopted an Indian boy 36 years ago. The child grew up in good conditions, but all his life he wanted to find his biological family, from which he was accidentally separated at the age of 5. He devoted his youth to finding his birth parents, and he will find them only after 25 years. What did he learn about his birth family, and why did this story shock the whole world? Keep watching to find out. This is Wow Channel. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. Let's begin. Today, Saroo is a popular Indian-Australian businessman and author. He is a successful man who makes good money and often appears in television shows. Saroo rose to fame with his book A Long Way Home, where he described the incredible story of his life. This story shocked the whole world and became the basis for the screenplay of the Oscar-nominated film Lion. What happened to this man is simply unimaginable. When Saroo was 6 years old, he got into a foster family. He was adopted by a lovely couple from Australia. These people did not have their own children and dreamed of giving all their love and care to Saroo and the second adopted son from India. The boy grew up in excellent financial conditions and did not need anything, but the most important thing is that he really got parental love. However, despite the love and care of the foster family, all his life Saroo dreamed of finding his biological parents, from whom he accidentally separated at the age of 5. Saroo was born in India in the city of Khandwa. His family was extremely poor. His father worked as a building contractor, but one day he left his family and married again. At that time, Saroo was only 3 years old. He also had several brothers and sisters. His mother worked in construction, but she earned so little that there was often not enough money for food. She couldn't even afford to send her children to school, so her sons had to go begging in order to buy at least some food. Sometimes the children asked their neighbors to give them leftovers, but more often they went to the railway station where they begged. The boy's older brother, Gudu, worked odd jobs. He washed dishes and swept the floors. Gudu was once arrested for illegally selling sets of toothbrushes and toothpaste. For this, he was sent to prison for several days. One day, Gudu told his younger brother that he was going to go from Khandwa to the city of Burhanpur by train. 5-year-old boy decided to go with him. On the platform, Gudu told his little brother to wait and promised to be back shortly. Saroo lay down to take a nap on the bench. That fateful nap would determine the rest of his life. I thought my brother would come back and wake me up, but when I awoke, he was nowhere to be seen. I saw a train in front of me and thought he must be on that train, so I decided to get on it and hoped that I would meet my brother. Saroo didn't meet his brother on the train. Instead, he fell asleep and woke up 14 hours later, when he was almost 1,500 kilometers from home. He had arrived in Calcutta, India's third biggest city with a lot of slums. I was absolutely scared. I didn't know where I was. I just started to look for people and ask them questions. He boarded other trains, but went farther and farther from home. For a couple of weeks he lived at the railway station. He slept under a bench and ate leftovers. After some time he went out into the city, where he was noticed by police. Unfortunately, no one could find his family, because he didn't remember any names. That's why he was sent to an orphanage for abandoned children. There, Saroo lived in harsh conditions, almost like being in a prison. But fortunately, soon there was a married couple who adopted him and took him to Australia. His life in the new family was wonderful. The foster parents took care of the boy and gave him a good education. Saroo studied business and hospitality at the Australian International Hotel School in Canberra, and then he became a successful businessman. However, all this time he dreamed of finding his biological family. For many years, he spent days and nights at the computer to find his home. He searched for his hometown using satellite imagery on Google Earth. Saroo had to rely only on his vague childhood memories. In total, he spent almost 10,000 hours searching. He drew a circle on a map with its center in Calcutta, with its radius about the distance he thought he had traveled. Incredibly, he soon discovered what he was looking for: Khandwa. There were many places familiar to him. Saroo began to hope that this might be the same city where he was born and raised. He decided to go there himself to try to find his mother. Came to this city and asked the locals if they knew about the family that lost their son 25 years ago. The citizens brought him to a woman who turned out to be his mother. She was incredibly happy. All these years she waited for him and believed that one day he would return. For this reason, she didn't even change her place of residence. Saroo also reunioned with his sister Shakila and brother Kalu, who were successful people. The mother was able to send them to school, so Shakila became a teacher and Kalu became a factory manager. But what happened to his other brother, Gudu? It turned out that he died tragically many years ago. The night when he left Saroo, he was hit by a train. For the mother, it was a great grief, but despite this, she hoped that her youngest son, Saroo, was still alive and would one day return. She spent many years looking for him. This story was widely reported in the international media. People all over the world were shocked by this case. Moreover, Saroo brightly described his unusual experience in his autobiographical book, A Long Way Home, which was a huge success. Therefore, based on it, they wrote the script for the film Lion, where Nicole Kidman played the role of his adoptive mother. The film was nominated for an Oscar in 2016. Saroo bought a house for his birth mother and began sending her financial help so that she would never have to work again. He often visits India, but his home is Australia. Saroo often communicates with his mother, brother and sister via Skype. I hoped on a plane with parents who adopted me and found my mother and the rest of my family. I didn't know what to expect when I knocked on the door and was overjoyed to see my mother still alive and healthy, he wrote on Instagram. His story proves never to lose hope. It seemed that he had an impossible task to find his mother in a huge country where 1.4 billion people live. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. However, thanks to faith and hope, Saroo managed to find his birth family and become incredibly happy. And now his story inspires people around the world. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share your thoughts with me, to click like and to subscribe. See you next time.